coming out with, again, lots of scaling, lots of team fighting.
The top esports to stop and shift that momentum. We'll talk about that as we go into the second game. But here in the grand finals, JDG are already one game up. They fought well in the first game to fight their way back into this. The first LPL champion, is it going to be JDG or top esports here in 2020 spring?
Zoom 加油，期待你继续你的100%胜率。
As we enter Summoner's Rift. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to have you here once again. And Yagao with lethal tempo strikes me as a, let's team fight rune for this team fighting comp.
We've already talked about there's really not going to be any interactions coming out in this mid lane. Even if Karsa wants to try to go mid, you put down a pillar. Well, Yagao's just able to zoom out of there.
Sure.
Azir does have, you know, a deceiving amount of mobility. And then, again, you even look elsewhere on the map. Okay, you try to go for a pick in the bot lane. Well, you have the Tahm Kench to just devour Aphelios. So really, your only option in this early game is going to be trying to find a kill on Zoom. We know how well Zoom plays out this early game.
So playing towards the top side and for top esports, I guess, accelerating from there, right? Like we saw in game 1 where they really accelerated the pace.
And I'm going to be honest, that's why top esports comp feels very weird to me, because looking at the compositions, it does look like they just get hard outscaled, but you still opt into things like the Victor. Victor needs a lot of time to come online.
Yep.
And then again, you don't really have a reliable way to follow up from Jackie Love. He's pretty much just going to be all about these bullet times. But you also have a ton of range coming in from JDG, so even locking them down for that's going to be quite hard.
I guess when we get towards the mid-late game stage, we'll see. At this point, we're going to have a look across at the runes while mid-laners are butting heads and trading. Note that Knight has gone for the Comet here for the poke that's going to come through lane. And press the attack on our Trundles is becoming more recent as of late.
And especially in this matchup where Karsa will be able to win out in early levels, but once Lee Sin hits level 6, you're able to start contesting in that 1v1. So for Kanavi, the name of the game is, hey, you don't necessarily want to match Karsa. You're just fine shadowing your lanes, making sure they get to a good point where, again, we start hitting these Dragon team fights and you're in a strong position. For Karsa, I want to see him look for proactive plays around not only the top lane, but also in the top side jungle. When
you set up top lane well, Lyric, I'm going to be keeping that in the back of my mind. Top right now for 369, however, is pushing, and Karsa is towards clearing the bottom side. Currently on his Wolves, has a couple of camps there with the Raptors and the Krugs available, while Kanavi is heading up towards the top side himself. A bit of a safety ward put down by Zoom, but look at where the wave state is.
Yeah, but look where Karsa's going. Actually, he's looking towards the mid lane, and
okay.
Yagao's pretty low.
He has enough mana to shuffle away. Soldier goes out, poke comes through crucially from Knight, in comes Karsa. A flash might have to be burned as Pillar goes up, but is it in time? Matched here, remember, press the attack. 1, 2, and 3. The attack is pressed all right, and into Knight's first blood. Kanavi comes through with the cripple, but almost dies himself. He's at half health, walks away, and there we go. The game starts off the top esports side.
Ooh, and they want to keep this going, but Kanavi does miss the Sonic Wave. And you pointed out how Yagao had enough mana to shuffle away, but clearly not having one of those abilities up, so good patience from Karsa to find that opportunity, but still both of them burning summoners. Still overall net win obviously for TES, but going to be hard to look for a repeat play.
But when we talked about how this game ends up going for top esports, seeing this momentum started off well, while Knight comes in with a teleport, but doesn't manage to take any damage from Yagao. Also note that Knight got first blood. That means double amplifying tome after using the TP mid. And now the invade's starting to come through from Karsa, who burned his flash in the exchange, but is with a CS lead himself.
Yep, not having enough gold to upgrade his hex score on the Victor, so instead just opting into 2 amplifying tomes. They are going to be able to steal.
Okay. Sir, steal my heart, because we're going to play in the mid lane yet again, 2 versus 2, but into the gravity field. Kanavi now flashing on top of Knight, Sonic Wave, resonating strike doesn't kill him. Yagao trying to finish off the job, but what a pillar! The teleport comes in from Zoom, but now he's stuck in a 1 versus 3 at half health. 369 wants to find him, but top esports say, come at me, bro, I'm ready.
But now we see in the bot lane, JDG completely abusing that, but still, ignoring this, TS finding themselves in such a great position we said, okay, they do have scaling elements in their comp, but the name of the game is still accelerating through the top side of the map. We see Karsa invading Raptors. We see him being around in just the nick of time to counter gank. And once again, 2 more kills. Look at Knight. He's feeling great. We see him on more of a champion that once it gets into this mid-game can start putting these team fights on his back.
It's gonna be massive, but Loken's going to get engaged on underneath turret. Luma has to eat him up. We're looking at top Esports trying to accelerate already with a big 1k gold lead. They get another kill this time towards bottom lane. Jackie Love flushes away, has himself ready to be eaten up by a hungry hippo. And that bottom laner survives. Top Esports with kill number 4.
And this is not what you can afford to have happen on the side of JDG. Again, Chocho doesn't even play that much anymore. Again, he did change his support last year. For who didn't know, he used to actually be the AD carry of top Esports. But let's go back to this for a second. Again, we see Yagao being the aggressor here. They don't expect Karsa to still be around the mid lane. Of course, Karsa is, so Kanavi getting pulled into that gravity field, and now they just don't have enough damage to finish Knight off, and it is heartbreaking.
It's like the only way out of that point is in, and that pillar was gorgeous.
It was absolutely amazing, and when we've seen top Esports look their best, it's when Karsa is mechanically performing.
But this is just like game 1, right? So we want to see more from top Esports. We want to see them continue to accelerate, because yes, 369, the person who roamed on down, is undefeated on this Aatrox as well.
And speaking of this Aatrox, I love the way he's playing this matchup. You see a lot of Aatrox just kind of blindly push the wave into tower, but if you really want to get the most out of this matchup, it's about not even necessarily freezing the wave, but zoning Ornn off the minion, saying, hey, I punish you in this straight up 1v1, and we see 369 doing an amazing job of that.
Yeah, already with about a 14 CS lead up in that top lane. Note just rehabilitating what... Rehabilitate, you know what what's my word I'm looking for? I am looking towards what has just happened. Maybe I'll pause, because Lumao says, what can fit into my mouth right now? Karsa's club is a little bit too big, and he's got a level lead. Plus, it is a PTA Trundle who has been pretty helpful here for the early game of top Esports. But again, 2k gold lead, top Esports accelerating. 369, he has the world ender. I'm not sure. Really not sure about Kanavi's influence.
Well, and let's even take a step back. That was so weird from Lumao, where we see Kanavi is clearing Krugs, and Lumao going to blindly walk into River, so greedy. They're trying to put some pressure on a TS, but of course they aren't able to do anything. And I mean, this is what we expect from JDG, right? They don't, actually, it's a bit different where I was going to say we don't expect them to look for ganks. They have looked for ganks this game. They just haven't worked out.
They've gotten to a point where they're like, okay, maybe we should do something. Because at this point, maybe not going so good. Onto Lumao, it's going to be the cleanse used immediately here. Conqueror picked up by Loken after the trade. But Karsa's here on the bottom side. Kanavi spots him out. Both jungles level 5 while the Emperor's divide into Zoom saying kaboom. Right down onto Knight, 1 versus 2. The knockup comes through, and JDG come together. And so does the bottom lane of top Esports. So a 1-for-1 trade. Dragon resets.
So much happening on the map, and actually this is a huge win for TS, where 369 just got to stay in the top lane, and they ended up 1-for-1 on the map. Zoom gonna miss some CS, and I love this from 369 going to the brush, trying to zone him out, but still, this is also what we know Zoom for, right? He's gonna be the top laner that moves first, looks for these advantages, but man, look at that CS.
This is interesting though, Lyra. Because this early game that was controlled by top Esports, yet again, JDG find that small opening. And the shutdown, the bounty rather, that was on Knight has been taken away by Yagao. So this Azir is now in a much better position than he was 2 minutes ago.
Ooh, and JDG are here first. We see Jackie Love and Chocho at the base.
Karsa's going to have to deal with 2 people for now. 369 in with the flank, the world ender there. Loken, which way can he go? Into the mouth of Lumao, but he's dead now as well. The back of the pit. 369 is tearing Loken apart. Over the wall, he'll find himself while Kanavi now joins the play. 369 running away from 3 people. The kick backwards means he's into the waiting arms of Yagao and Zoom. And JDG again find that same window.
But JDG should find the window. They were there first, so TS being able to pick up any kills is actually absolutely amazing. They didn't know that 369 was there. Neither team going to be able to start up Herald now. Like you said, at least JDG did end up on the better side of the kill trade.
If we're looking at delaying these objectives, delaying these trades, for JDG with the way the game started, I mean, that has to be, positivity. At this point, though, while I go back into reality, top Esports, that 2k gold lead, although a little bit less, still exists. But mainly for Jackie Love. He has a 20 CS lead in that bottom lane. He has a BF Sword Berserker Greed. Knight still has that same 2 kills he started off the game with, and 369 has 2 in the back pocket as well with that CS lead. So
Again,
Top Esports controlling.
you are ahead everywhere where you want to be. All of your carries having more gold than the opponents. And we said, okay, Top Esports do have the Leona, but their engage is going to be quite hard into the tools that JDG has.
Yep.
But when you're ahead, you have tempo, you're able to get on the objective first. You know, it's a great engage just being able to make the enemy walk right into you.
So much easier with Caster's Pillar there as well. While Rift Herald's getting started up here on the top side, JDG turn their attention to the Infernal, which will be the first dragon of the game. The one that was previously started up by Caster when he roamed towards the bottom side. So Knight now moving to the top side of the map. 369 is sitting mid against Zoom again.
Yeah, but with the Ocean Drake coming up, we now know we're either going to get a Mountain or Wind Soul. So again, the Mountain Soul will benefit both teams greatly, but Wind Soul's always a bit of a disappointment.
You reckon this is going to turn into anything? I don't
No.
think so. 2
There you
pillars
go.
there. That's kind of the other thing as well with an Ornn. Caster can kind of screw his team up if he doesn't put this pillar nicely.
That is true, but again, Zoom on the Ornn. He's looked so good at this champion, and JDG really one of the, not even one of, pretty much the only team to prioritize this Ornn.
Yeah.
So again,
We've moved away, haven't we?
Yeah, no.
We've really gone the opposite direction. Top laners don't have the word Ornn in them anymore.
Set, Senna, Ornn, all these picks that you might watch other regions and say, hey, where are these champions in LPL? We're like, hey, we want to win lane.
Dude, you said Senna and I thought, thank God, we don't have Senna in here. The most boring champion to watch, I gotta say, is Senna. And glad not to see her here. We're in the Aphelios, we're still with the Misfortune. Just a bit of a check-in here while we did see action across the map multiple minutes ago. We have gone back to farming our waves and pretty much gone back to seeing what can be abused. Right now, it's clearing out the bottom wave, getting good back timers here. For someone like Jackie Love, who now should be Essence Reaver picked up. Ooh, close. Caulfield's Warhammer, so almost there.
But still, we're at a point now where, as Karsa, you can play aggressive around both sides of the map. You should just win out, whether it's a 2v2 on top side or 3v3 in the bottom half of the map, that you have so many options available. And again, this is typically where we wouldn't expect to see too much action going on. There is no neutral objective up. Yep. Breaking down a lot of these turrets is going to be quite hard when you have a Victor in the mid lane. You can't really dive side lanes, but we can still see invades coming out from Karsa.
You saw Karsa before. I mean, he's making the same move, right? To pull you up on that point. Karsa has been here on blue buff spawn twice now. So they are exerting that advantage, but this time JDG have matched.
Yeah, and we need to realize that both teams' top laners do have TP, so if a fight does start, can be a full-on 5v5.
Especially if Jackie Love wants to keep pushing this advantage. Here the poke comes through, but Cho and Knight just over the wall with the help of the Blast Cone. They have bottom side control with Vision there, at least partway through the mid lane for Top Esports. So they say now's as good a time as any. Let's drop the Rift Herald. Let's go.
Yeah, so they should be able to pick this up. They do have all members here, but JDG matching. If you're JDG, you probably aren't looking for an engage here, right? You just want to keep buying time scaling up.
Bullet time comes through, though. You say that, but maybe Top Esports are. Turret's very low. They're trying to push them away from this one. They're sticking around for the next wave.
Yeah, and again, they should be able to pick this up, no problem. Okay. The question is whether JDG can find an engage off of a TS misstep, but again, I don't feel like JDG should look for that. Just keep getting items under your belt, scale up on the Azir, on the Aphelios. We have these Ornn items coming in later, and great move from 369 heading towards the mid lane and really creating pressure in all lanes on the map.
Because for JDG, it's about you're happy giving up certain things, right? But there is a point, there is a line where you say, okay, we have to contest this. And it doesn't feel like we're there yet. The turret goes down. We don't get towards that in the Ocean Dragon, do we?
I was going to say, I don't feel like we're at that stage for a long time.
Okay.
There are no Barons being threatened. We're not even one dragon away from Soul Point. So if you're JDG, you should feel fine to say, okay, we've fallen a bit behind from our own mistakes. We can just try and farm up, buy time. Yagao getting some plate gold is a good start to that.
Yep. And we're at a point where, just to get you back up to speed, folks, 3k gold lead here atop of your screen. At 14 minutes in the game, so plates are going to disappear, and that Ocean Dragon easily set up here for Top Esports to reiterate on that one. Vision control, been a strength here for Top, and you can see that river is lined up. Well, it's just a farming game for JDG to continue forward, and I guess we need to note what items are coming soon to see what Top Esports can do with the resources they have, because Knight, I believe he has the Hex Core fully upgraded. He's still sitting on that lost chapter while we're just watching an Ornn hit a turret.
I just want to say, though, the auto attack sound is, like, really pleasing, so...
You said Ornn and Maokai are the two most pleasing champions.
Ornn, Maokai, Jax.
Yeah, both of them are tanks.
Yeah.
That's why I told you I love Ornn versus Maokai top.
But
that lane is satisfying.
We see on the map that we're at a point where Knight can pretty much just press his E, clear out this wave, and they should always get first turn on the objective.
Yep.
But ooh, more auto attacks.
Oh yeah, you get what you want. What level is he? Level 10. I don't know. I didn't need him to stop mining, stop building. That's the one to see that. Zoom gets a solo turret though. And he's going to Iceborne Gauntlet. Oh no, Lyric. I'm sorry.
Yeah, going to itemize. Again, you have a lot of AD coming out from TES, but Knight is going to be a massive factor in the middle stages of the game, getting that extra health.
Oh, the solo flare. Top Esports say, giddy up. Loken at half health. Now the teleport coming through. It is Zoom. Level 11. Odin sends his regards. On top of this, AD carrying Jackie Love. Zoom looks for the further engage. Jackie Love says, what up? Walks away. Couple of ults burnt here. Teleport as well, while 369 doesn't burn his. Yeah,
and great play so far coming out from TS. We said that Knight will always be able to push this wave first, heading down towards the bot lane. Actually are able to threaten a dive, and now you don't even have the call of the Forge God on the side of JDG to look for an engage.
Are they pinching, or are they the ones getting pinched? That's a great Graviton, but the flank comes through. 369 made the TP play. Blumau eats up his AD carry. Bullet time is cancelled here, but Jackie Love still does the damage, and top esports are all over JDG. You got mine fight Chocho, but Zoom now says, get me out of this place. Knight for the follow-up has enough mana with the blue buff, while Lumao is going on a journey. The Frog and the Scorpion, we've heard this story before, always ends up with the Scorpion stinging the back. Lumao is 4 levels behind, and although he can run, he can't hide. While top esports take all of the fight, they're going to take the Dragon as well.
And 369 has had some really great flanks on the Aatrox this game. We already talked about, he doesn't lose on this champion. He's looked phenomenal on it all split. We see him constantly using his pressure, bringing it around the map. He knows when he needs to stay in lane, can try and force a CS advantage and whittle down the top lane turret. And it's really set up TS for a lot of success in this game.
I mean, this is another great early game, right? I just want to see how it continues. I'm a bit skeptical after I saw that first game, but seeing the double herald yet again here from top esports is a good sign. And Knight sitting in the side wave for now.
We're getting to a point where TS are just able to, like, they're so far ahead in terms of their carries, they can constantly push out the mid wave, move to sides, and they do have enough damage coming out from this Victor and this Misfortune to threaten dives.
There was that TP we were talking about, and Loken's like, help.
Yeah, just looked great coming in, able to get on. Oh, just great 3-man of his third Q, so that is where most of the damage is located.
Yep.
And then from here, you're just able to easily take the Dragon.
After that fight, 3-1-1 here on 369's Aatrox. Yet again, finding success. 3-1-2 on Knight. And Jackie Love is the focus here. 9.7 CS a minute here at the 15-minute mark. And he's 1,500 gold over Loken as he bullet times him away again. Top esports trying to force around this turret. And Jackie Love says thumbs up. Feeling pretty good here in Game 2.
Yep, we are getting to a point, though, where it's going to be really awkward sending Knight to a side lane. Victor, at least for Azir, right, you are able to just shuffle out. You have a bit of safety in your kit. But for Victor, if you're in a side lane, you do end up pushing out too far, or JDG just commit more members to bot.
No escape.
It's going to be very unsafe for Knight.
I mean, even though Knight's ahead, right? You get to that point when you're Victor where you're like, I can comfortably deal with a 2 versus 1. Knight, pretty much there with the Luden's Echo. But
I mean, if you have Kanavi and Zoom, the ones to go down, you open up the Call of the Forge God, you have the Dragon's Rage and then a Sonic Wave, you're not really going to have any time to dish out that damage. You're just going to be dead.
That's very, very true. I'll keep that in mind here as we look at Knight down the bottom side for now, receiving the wave. Yagao doing the same in the top side against 369, so we've shifted lanes a little bit here. It's the first time that top versus mid has occurred in this second game, but Karsa's still doing Karsa things here. He's trying to get these invades across, despite being down about 30 CS in the jungle matchup.
But I love what TS are doing. They're just kind of shifting between top and mid. They have top push, they have mid push. They can pretty much freely threaten either of these turrets.
It's a vision that they've maintained, right? At this point, Pillar going to be put down to zone Yagao off, and he can't get near the wave, so another turret goes down here. Jackie Love now rejoins the fight as well. Zoom sitting in the mid wave. He's spotted out on a ward through there. Knight is not making any intention of moving. Esports, where do they go now?
Now it's just very obvious. You just go mid. We saw Knight push in the bot lane. You still have Herald on Karsa. Just 5-man the mid lane, drop that Herald, and should be another turret that you can easily, you know, get into your hands.
I love shooting shurikens at 5,000 range. That's nice. Herald, you mentioned, is coming down.
I just love how much you hate Aphelios, but
I promise. But here it comes.
It's going to be a very easy turret for them to secure. Ooh, Lumao.
It is a good pillar. The Zenith Blade comes in, the bullet time, but it's onto a stasis target. Here comes Call the Forge God, finding a 2-man knockup, including the Herald with the TP around the side. That's your gal. That Azir has the flank with the ulti, but no flash. So he TPs in after the trade goes sideways.
Overall, still a mistake by JDG Hysterics. You know TS are guaranteed taking that turret anyway. Lumao stepping too far forward, and you need to commit a TP. Not what you want as JDG.
We have TP on Knight, no TP on your gal, right? So now the advantage opens up for Top Esports yet again.
Yeah, now we can see Top Esports being the team that can try and force. We expect around Dragon. Dragon's going to be up in 1 minute. Have Knight on the opposite side of the map. Have 369 bot. And okay, you can have Zoom be the one to match 369. But at the same time, then you blow that TP, and we're in the same place where Top Esports still have TP advantage.
I like that. Robo Colonel is saying Top Esports here, 72%. He's saying Top Esports are holding all the cards, and he'd be right at this point. Again, a bit of a gold intake for you. 4K here for Top Esports at 20 minutes. A Mountain Salt. That's what's coming up this game. 40 seconds till that first. Mountain Dragon comes onto Summoner's Rift, and 369 has once again started matching Zoom.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like we're at the point where JDG should look to contest the next Dragon. We don't have 2 items on the Aphelios. We don't have 2 items on the Azir either. I think you just give that one up. We're really waiting for these 2, 2.5, 3 item power spikes to where JDG really want to start coming into their own.
We're away from that, right? We've got Zoom, who's 2 items strong with the ornaments now coming through, level 13 on the Ornn. But we're still at 1.5 for Yagao, still at 1 3/4 for Loken. Well, Yagao sits in the side wave. Top Esports group on up yet again for the Dragon. And you can see Knight playing it super safe towards that top side while this is going on.
Still great from JDG just knowing, hey, we need to give up this Dragon. We're going to get some vision top side, so no sneaky Baron shenanigans can happen. And again, they buy more time for themselves. And now I want to see what can Top Esports do on the map when, again, we don't have any more outer turrets. We don't really have any more neutrals. You can try to force something like a Baron, but guess what? JDG didn't commit that Ornn TP, so again, they'll still be able to try to match.
Just going back to your point, hang on. Settle down.
They have a Victor. They aren't going to go for this 22-minute Baron Hysterics.
Look, they did it last time. I thought even with the misfortune, why not? Be yourself. Don't be anybody else.
They can try to do it if they just want to bait out Zoom's TP. But again, it seems extremely risky to put yourselves in a position where, despite the fact that you should win a fight, you're still giving JDG a good position to try to get on top of it.
The same window that in Game 1 was what put JDG back into the game as well. So you don't want to do it when your composition is a bit more, I guess, cut and dry on paper, as you can see from JDG's side. So at this point, Top Esports, they don't take it. They clear away vision. They get that further control up towards the top side of the map. And now playing around with the vision. We're even 369 here, going in for the enemy jungle boy.
And this is what 369 needs to do.
Oh, yeah, that's what Jackie Love sounded like, because he just got off the bullet time. Didn't hit very many people. Is Knight going to be walking into this Sonic Wave? Kanavi with the kick flash, walking into danger. Knight gets knocked up again. The poke comes through. He's very, very low. Teleport going to be used here from Karsa, but Loken pushes them back. That could have been so much worse for Top Esports as Knight. That's an uncharacteristic mistake.
It was coordinated so well by JDG, and this is why, again, if JDG were at the 2-item mark, maybe in that situation, Knight is just dead.
Very true, and Top Esports say, hey, look, we made that. But we're going to start the Baron. You know what? Characteristics back off.
All of the ultimates are down from JDG other than the ultimate from the Azir, so you should feel fine going into a straight-up 5v5 against JDG.
It's just gone. Chocho over the wall, says Lumao, get out of here. He gets the Zenith Blade onto 2. Baron is secured. The Emperor's Divide is Sharima's non-stop ticket out of there because JDG have lost the Baron, and Top Esports this time recorrect the mistake.
Overall, it was just a great call from TS because, again, realistically, even if JDG do contest, they should lose out in the fight.
Okay. 5k gold lead. Lyric. I don't want to say anything, but the Baron buff last game used by JDG was massive. This time it's in Top Esports' hands. And they've got very powerful members in the side lanes we talked about earlier to utilize.
And exactly, because Aatrox against Ornn in a side lane isn't a matchup where you really have any turret threat without those Baron minions, so he can now stay, put a lot of pressure onto Zoom. And once again, JDG need to look to, they're going to have to give up one of the side lanes and say, hey, we need a full-on commit in the mid lane, but 369 still able to rotate first. Again, things are just looking so great for TS.
He's got Death Stance as well, so 2 items, and remember Death Stance here in 10.7, so it has those tankier stats and favors melee users at this point as well. He's got a level advantage too over the Ornn. And top Esports are playing with pressure. They get the mid wave pushed up and now looking to rotate and matching 369, where Zoom isn't gonna be able to clear this wave. Everyone from top now grouped up, and this should just be going down.
No, and I love this from TS, constantly hovering towards one side of the map, not giving JDG those windows to try and force an engage.
Full time comes through again though, and Yagao has to shuffle out of there. Pillar set up, and JackeyLove right now using that ult consistently to zone away. Loken sticking under turret. I don't think that's going to be the move. 369 draws the attention of Kanavi meanwhile, and he's still pretty healthy to go again.
And they do not have the damage to take down 369. You already mentioned Death Dance now giving that 30 armor, so going to be really useful against Kanavi's Lee Sin. Also gives magic resist as well. But
so Yagao.
Yep. But yeah, TS feel fine, just continues out. We do see Karsa heading up towards the top side, gonna get that wave stacking. Now we're gonna see all of TS rotate over, and I wanna see 369 head up as well since he doesn't have that TP.
They forced early, they pushed themselves in the style that the composition would really deserve, I guess. And top Esports are now reaping the rewards. Last set of turret on the map gonna be taken down towards the top side. All 4 members can now back away. They don't break the base, but they push this gold lead to close to 7,000 here at 26 minutes in the game.
Still, I love this from TS. We talked about how their shot calling in their mid and late game macro has improved so much. We saw in that situation just pushing out mid and bot at the same time, both members heading up one lane and now getting great resets heading into this dragon. And again, they're having such big item advantages. We now see Knight picking up the Void Staff, so going to do a lot of damage to members like Zoom. And TS should feel fine just to force this fight.
I mean, we've got the Dragon coming up at the very least in 5 seconds, and then they'll be on Soul Point with the Baron buff still available to help push out the mid wave. Now disappearing in 3 seconds means that they can neutralize here. JDG have to walk in on their turf.
Yeah, so TS just going to feel fine starting up this Drake.
Yep.
JDG are at a point where they can start looking to contest.
Kanavi wants to steal. Sonic Wave resonating strike. He goes on in. He steals it away. Kanavi now to go golden. The bullet time comes through. He's in the middle of the enemy team. Top Esports takes him down with the help of the Subjugators. Well, before God comes through to disengage. But 369 over the wall can't manage to knock up Zoom. The Chaos Ray was used as a pillar. Oh, Zoom hates that pillar now. JackeyLove runs forward, gets poked on now, but 369 is still here. Lumel eats up his 80 carry, but it's 2 versus the world. Loken gets 1 underneath the turret. The Emperor's Divide comes through, and Yagao starts hitting away. Loken pokes over the wall, and Chocha only just survives. Can turn on a whim here for JDG.
Loken and Yagao played that fight so well, ending up in a 1-for-2 situation, but you're the ones who got the dragon. That is massive for JDG.
When it shouldn't have been. When you said top Esports should feel fine taking this. Wasn't fine in the end with Kanavi finding his way in.
Still though, TS are comfortably in the driver's seat. Let's point it out. They still have a 6K gold advantage. Kanavi did get in there with the steal, but we just saw how much damage that TS have.
We'll have a look again because Kanavi came through and just, yep, fine.
Yep, just takes it, does get the smite over Karsa, gets out, still dies to the laser in the end. And this is where, again, you think TS should just come out ahead. Is going to use that Call of the Forge God, but we're going to see here, you pointed out, hates the pillar. And now we're at a point where we have a 5v3, 369 going in, everything looks good, but looking at Yagao's position on the minimap coming in from behind, Loken played that so well as Lumel pushing them off and now playing around this turret.
Dude, that you would hate Tom Kench after that fight, I'll tell you something, because Lumel was the start of that resurgence here for JDG. Now, the only reason I got excited because I thought, is it happening again? Top Esports, as you mentioned, are still in control. They can still play towards their Mountain Soul, but JDG essentially put a delay on this clock for an extra 5 minutes. And now we count down.
We're 6K gold advantage, but let's remember, JDG do have an Ornn. We do start having Ornn items on their side, so it's a bit less, maybe about like a 4.5K gold lead, and it's only going to get better for JDG as you know, Yagao and Lumao start picking up more and more items as well.
So you can see Top Esports are looking for a pick, and onto Kanavi. They may have found it. Zenith's Blade is there. The pillar again, eaten up by Lumao though. Chaos Storm in a choke is called the Ford God. Comes through. Loken feeling confident, but a lot used by Top Esports. The Inferno multi comes through, and that's a vigil only for one. Yagao gets caught out. The full time comes around, but only onto Zoom. JDG are chunked out. There's a Baron spawning in 3 seconds.
And we've seen a lot used by both sides, actually. TS, Victor, Misfortune using their ultimates, but as well Call of the Forge God down, Moonlight Vigil down, coming out from Loken. And again, you would expect not much is going to happen right now. Neither team has the ability to force. Neither AD carry has their flash up, so would be a bit dangerous. But we've seen Top Esports are willing to make the bold calls.
And they're pretending that they're not in the top rush yet again, waiting for Kanavi to walk through. Sonic Wave connects onto Casa, and they're spotted on out. Knight even rejoins the group.
But still great from 369 to walk up from pushing down the bot lane, so they're going to be able to just keep Vision secured if they find a pick. He is there. Maybe they can even just try to force out Zoom's TP.
Yeah, because he is spotted out. No, he wasn't actually, didn't walk into Vision at this point, but a teleport up and available, as you mentioned. Yagao doesn't need to use his, he's joined in the fight. Baron has started. Casa over the wall, drops control ward, spots this one out. The Chaos Storm comes through once again. Lumao pillared up. The Storm looks for its follower, and onto Yagao, almost finds it. The Solar Flare wanted to finish off the kill, but Yagao only managed to get away yet again.
And let's remember, TS aren't able to force anything else because Yagao does still have that TP if they wanted to keep going. And now JDG, Zoom pushing out in the mid lane. Dragon's coming up in a minute.
A minute with Baron fully warded by JDG, remember, as well. Someone from Top Esports has to clear that ward to try and play the double threat game.
Yeah, it's going to come down. You're going to feel very uneasy as JDG thinking, hey, if we go for this Dragon, they can try to turn on to Baron, or vice versa, because actually, JDG are the one who holds the cards with neutral objectives, because you have an Azir and an Aphelios.
That are at 3 item points here. Look at the Aphelios with the Molten Edge now in the inventory. With the Morellonomicon, with the Nashor's Tooth, and the Sonya's Hourglass for Yagao, who's level 16. So that Emperor's Divide at full capacity now. 20 seconds till the Dragon. Looking towards JDG, but I'm at the moment looking towards them top side. They put the priority in clearing out Vision themselves, while Top Esports are hanging around mid, preparing to go bot towards this Dragon.
Yep, TS having to feel some pressure from JDG's comp being on that top half of the map. You got to feel really scared to ever start the Dragon.
I want to see a 1 versus 1.
They're going for hysterics.
The Baron instead. 369 was spotted out here. They don't care. They're starting it anyway.
No, this is great play from them. Again, Karsa cannot commit to the Dragon against an Aphelios and Azir comp.
369 though wants to find the chase up. JDG fully disengaged the Baron. I agree. It looked like a great play, but they don't want to risk it.
No, and now TS are going to be able to start controlling Vision once again. TS were able to get push on the mid wave, and now Jackie Love going to head and try to solo out that Dragon.
Again, another play that kind of delays the game a bit, right? JDG pull off of the Baron, they reset. They're like, okay, take the Dragon away anyway. 30 seconds later than it would have been if Top Esports just went down here. Taken, Yagao, they're doing it again. On Vision, do you think they can? No.
No, no way, but still very cheeky call, and I like it.
Well, Knight's here as well. I mean, the cheeky call can be used, but Chaos Storm over the backside. Teleport is coming in as well. 369, he's found out. Dodges away from the Shurima shuffle. JDG on the back of this one at 3k. Aggro is maintained. 3k still sitting there. Casa not going to receive call the Forge God, but the ball time zones them away. A lot of ultis used. Baron still at 3.
Bad Baron calls are the death of this series so far, Hysterics. TS can just keep juggling this aggro.
He's still sitting there. Kanavi still in the back of the pit. Are we going to do another 50-50? Chocho's running in. On top, the Zola Flare comes in as well. 369. The AoE, the Baron. Secured here by Top Esports. And now they make their move. Well, the 80 carry finds Knight in the back end. He'll be traded by Jackie Love. And for JDG, this is done. Kanavi runs away. And finally, Top Esports convert that early game into the success of the late.
And like we said, Barons are being the decider of this series. Top Esports can probably just push down mid and end.
They're doing exactly that while 369 keeps Kanavi at bay. 30 seconds on the death timers here. The inhibitor's going to be broken, but they're going forward, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and again, no one on JDG can stop them. It's only Kanavi up.
All I can say is finally the script is burnt. We didn't want a 3-0 finals. We didn't want this to be over before it's begun. Top Esports, this time more successful, find that miracle fight, and we get one apiece. We get our grand final, becoming a series.
And great play from TES after that early game, really finding those advantages in the mid lane skirmishes, and finally able to snowball that one